Hey there, it's Katharina from Behind Foods, and for this episode I wanted to share some vitamin L with you. Most importantly, I wanted to share the idea of self-love and talk about, first off, why it's important. So, self-love. That's my dog. But anyway, so self-love, it comes from, for some reason it's hard for us to do. We can express and give love to other people seemingly easily, but for some reason it sometimes seems foreign to give that love to ourselves, which is important, and it is the center of where the greatest love can come from. Yeah, someone was telling me once that when you're on an airplane, and if you listen when they talk about the safety precautions, they talk about how you put the oxygen mask on yourself first, and then you put the oxygen mask on the child. And the same idea goes for love, that you have to give yourself love, and then you can give someone else love. And why? Because without oxygen or without love, it makes it really hard to give from a compassionate place, and for love to not feel like such an expense. When we tap into that self-love, you'll discover that you will have this limitless resource that you can tap into whenever you want, every single day, every single moment, and it will always be there. So I wanted to share an exercise, or I'm going to share an exercise with you to help develop this vitamin L that you can always give to yourself. Just a little precursor to the exercise, where some resistance might come up. And resistance is usually a sign of some sort of pain that's there that needs to be released. And it's so important that you acknowledge this if it does come up, or when it does come up for you. That way you can identify it, acknowledge it, and express it, because it needs to be released. You need to release this anger, guilt, shame, resentment, whatever comes up for you. It needs to be released so that you can create more room and more space for self-love and just love as a whole to grow. So the exercise is that you stand in front of a mirror, and I want you to look at yourself, and I want you to look at yourself as if you're looking at the person that you're going to love for the rest of your life. And I want you to look at yourself like you're this awe-inspiring, beautiful sight, which you are. You can break a little smile. It'll release the tension that you might be feeling if it feels awkward. And once you've settled into that, I want you to keep looking at yourself and to keep that warm feeling that you know you can give to someone else. I want you to take that and give it to you for right now. For this exercise, we're going to do it, okay? So, you're going to say these phrases to yourself, and I want you to let each phrase sink in, and I want you to take a deep breath after every single phrase and to acknowledge whatever comes up. With all that being said, Let's begin with the first phrase. Well, you can go in any order, but just make sure that you're still standing in front of a mirror and that you're smiling and opening your heart and breathing in and letting it sink in as you go through this. Okay, so to begin, you will tell yourself, I totally and absolutely love you. I completely believe in you. There is nothing wrong with you, and there never has been. I promise that I will always love you, and that I'll never leave you. So, when you're telling yourself these things, and like I said, if it feels awkward at first, it definitely reflects whatever's going on inside of you. I mean, this whole exercise, whatever comes up is a reflection of where you're at right now. And it's important to remember that whatever, if this feels unnatural, or if it feels silly, or if this is easy for you, I want you to realize that this is something that you work on. And as you continue to work on this, you'll find that your body and your mind start working with you, and you might find that things seem to be going a little bit smoother, body-wise, mentally, because it's not just the thoughts themselves, it's also the shift in attitude. And this exercise is meant for transformation and working through the darkness so that you can make room for more light and more love in your life. You know, whatever you cultivate in yourself is what you also give to this world. And that's why at the very core of ourselves, you know, because that's the most that we can work on. We can't change anyone else. We can try and we can inspire, but sometimes we just need to take a step back and take the time to do this, to nurture and to encourage and to open up our hearts and to let our spirits break free. And a quick note, in case you're wondering, how many times should I do this? How long does it take? Well, I mean, it's really up to you, however long you need. You know, whenever you have a time in the day that you know that you can make some time for yourself, take it. It's yours. Claim it and make it a time for you to grow, and I think it's a great way to start your day. And also it's really helpful to do it before you go to sleep, because as you know, when you go to sleep sometimes dreams come up, and dreams can reflect some things that are going on in the subconscious. So it's like a time where lots of changes are happening. Your body regenerates when you sleep, and so when it's almost like I don't know if I want to call it a vortex, but basically this space where things happen, and even though you're resting, it's a pretty active state or time, or yeah. But so yeah, before you go to sleep, that way your subconscious soaks up all this goodness and all this love that you gave yourself, and then you can wake up and your body's regenerated, and you wake up and you feel maybe a little bit more refreshed than the day before. But it's important that you do this as much as you can, and on a daily basis, because you're worth it. I mean, there should be no because. It's just something that you do. Something that you'll find again.